That's right. Just 2 days left for VEDA because it's VEDA28. Why? It's April 28th and it's time 2012 and it's time for Comics X. Woo! We give a big cheer for that. I'm trying to adjust the volume here and get it right so it's not too loud. The other ones, I had it set down low, but for some reason it was just going way off the charts, and we get a lot of buzz and feedback here. Part of the buzz is from the fluorescent lights that are overhead, causing that buzz, but let's see if the new adjustments will make a difference. Anyways, to start off, it's Monsieur Kham, Christos Anesti, and the birthdays. Yep, it's my dad's birthdays. Well, I want to wish you a happy birthday, Dad. Everybody's got a birthday. Anyways, on to the matters at hand, the Comics X, and the goings on of my daily life. Well, I'm working on getting a new camera into operation. I'm doing some testing with. It's one of my older cameras, actually. It's not widescreen, and I want to film in widescreen, 720p widescreen, the HD thing. So what has to happen, and I have to do some cropping with it. So I have to do test shots, bring it onto the editor, crop it, and see what it looks like, so I get an idea of how to frame things. Because it's important when you're doing camera work, when you're doing filming, that your shots, the way things are laid out, they lay out pretty well. You want sort of a good composition of height and low. You know, you have to sort of know where you are the filter, so you don't cut your head off. You don't, so you're not seeing up to here. You know, sometimes you see pictures, people are cut up off to here, or they're cut off right below the chin. You know, there's not enough room in the frame for their face. Now, so what I want to do is I want to do some test shots to see exactly how to get things working. I'm still working on doing ambient room lighting. That's basically lighting in the room that you don't have to have any special lights. I might see if I could fix this laptop up. Once I can get the cropping done properly on the camera, I might see if I could fix this laptop and webcam right here to do a better job. Right now, the webcam is not doing that good of a job. The software that seems to come with it doesn't seem to work too well. What I am looking into is just as with my desktop, the screencasts. I was using FFmpeg. I'm looking into. I think I'll do that, the FFmpeg, with the web camera as well. Do it from the command line rather than go through a GUI, because this really seems. And the thing is, you don't need to see yourself. You don't really need. You don't need to see yourself on the screen. As long as that blue light goes on beside the camera, you know the camera's on. You know that you're talking. So there's not really an issue to have a GUI on it. So if you can do something from the command line and get something as good a quality, or actually better quality, like if we can get 720p out of it, then that would be a good thing. So basically, the way I would do 720p, because this camera isn't widescreen. This is your standard definition. It's 480 by 680, I think it is. I think that's it's 480 by 640. That's the resolution. So it's not widescreen. What I'd have to do is I'd have to film it in the standard definition, crop it, and then upgrade it to 720p. And that's the screencast that's actually shot at a higher resolution. It's shot at full. The screencast is shot at full 1080p, and then downgraded to 720p. Because the 1080p file is just too large. It would have just been too large, and so it's better like this to do it that way. So Still getting HD, still good quality for YouTube. I don't really see any need right now to go up to the full 1080p on YouTube until I get all of the. If your filming is beautiful and gorgeous, and there's a lot of detail that needs to be seen, and people don't have the caps on the internet anymore. Like let's say you have a film that's beautiful and gorgeous, but people have a cap on their internet, the data, the amount of data they can bring down, and then they have to pay extra for it. You know what they're doing? You know how the different internet companies are doing it. Then they're throttling the service. Well, there's no point in having 1080p full HD if that's going to happen. I mean, this is particularly why this is going on. Is that you've got a closed internet, and a lot of the content providers like Warner, like the movie companies and the major media companies, they own the backbone of the internet. They are some of the major ISPs, and they're doing a lot of throwing. Why? Because they don't want Google and YouTube to compete with them. They do the same thing to Netflix. Netflix is try to set up on its own, and they can continually hack away at it. And that's sort of, they're going to do the same thing to Google. Once you run into the media giants, they're going to try their best to knock off everybody else. So, for now, 720p is where it's at. 1080, we haven't reached the data transmission point of 1080p yet, so I'm staying at 720p. This sort of brings me up to, I'm going to be fixing up my Cybernetics Institute and bringing out a whole bunch of new stuff. The Cybernetics Institute is where I do all my computer science, and the primary goal of the Cybernetics Institute is to build something like an Android like Data. So the first step into that is Cyborg Alpha. That's this. That's my Cyborg Alpha is my web presence, my virtual presence on the internet. That eventually will become semi-sentient. I mean, it will start operating at some point in time. Hopefully, I think maybe 3-4 years down the line, I'm going to get it working so that it's operating by itself. They can self-crawl around. It will be able to behave on the internet semi-independent, but keep me informed. In other words, I'll have somewhat of a symbiotic link with Cyborg Alpha at some point down the road. Right now, it's very basic. It's very minimal. It's starting to grow out into more of a virtual presence. The question is how far I can push this. Is really the question. Is how far I can go with this right now. So I have no restrictions on how far I can push in terms of my own thinking and how I'm limited. So I'm just simply going to follow it wherever it goes. In other words, this is another random exploratory approach to things where I'm not taking a particular direction with this. I'm going to follow this, push it as far as I can go. There's a lot of playing involved. That's one of the things I like about this, what I like about my job, is that even though you're doing cutting edge stuff, because so much is unknown, there's an enormous amount of playing involved in order to really understand things. And so my choice for the geek side of my fun, well, because my work is my fun too, is I'd rather play with the kids than do anything else. So my uptime and my downtime, I'm also learning. I'm playing around and learning with my playing as well. So, anyways, you will be seeing me around today on the internet. You'll be seeing me more. The university site is being fixed up more and more and more. The space and API channel, that's going to be fixed up, and then I'll be working on over the weekend the physics TV as well. And then Monday we will be back to the news and to the economics TV. So everything will be back online as of Monday. Alright, take it easy, have a good day, and I'll see you around YouTube.